guys, it's Evie here and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. I hope you decide to stick around and subscribe. Today's video is going to be the second episode of Debunking Nutrition Myths. Episode 1 is already out, obviously, as this is the second one, which I'll link in the cards at the top if you want to watch that first, but you don't need to watch this in any particular order. This is going to be an ongoing series that I do as I find more stuff about nutrition that is false in a way or misleading. I will continue to do this as we go along. So today's two myths that we'll be debunking is carbs and gaining weight, and also fats and gaining weight. People are avoiding both of these major macronutrients when it comes to their diet and trying to lose weight, so that is what we are going to be focusing on. So with that, let's get into the video. So the first myth that we are going to talk about is how cutting out carbs will make you lose weight, or how cutting out carbs is a miracle, or the keto diet. So that kind of all falls into the same umbrella. So there is a lot of misleading information about nutrition, and especially when it comes to carbohydrates and how carbohydrates make you gain weight. But there is no food that will make you gain weight. If you want to lose weight, it's all about being in a calorie deficit. Yes, there are foods that are more energy dense and contains more calories, and those are the food that if you consume in a large amount can lead you into going a calorie surplus, which ultimately means that you will gain weight. But there is no need to cut out any macronutrient. There is no need to cut out any foods if you are trying to lose weight. Having an appropriate amount of carbohydrates in your diet is essential for optimal health. If you are wanting to lead a nice and healthy lifestyle, when we grow old, we want to make sure that we are nice and healthy. Carbohydrates are necessary for optimal health. And when we think about carbohydrates, the first thing that pops into our heads is probably like rice, pasta, and bread. I know that's the first thing that pops into my head, but it actually goes way beyond that. Carbs are actually also found in vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. And all of these food groups are essential in our diet. They contain micronutrients that we also need to be nourishing our body with. Yes, the three major macronutrients are important, but we also want to make sure that we are digesting micronutrients, as they contain essential vitamins and minerals and etc. that help our body. As you can tell, there is lots and lots of different forms and variety of carbohydrates, and it should not be avoided. I have mentioned this a lot, but carbohydrates are the body's main source of energy. It is the first thing that your body is going to use when you are doing any sort of physical activity, which is why it's important to consume some type of carbohydrate before you work out. That way your body has something to work on. If you don't consume carbohydrates, your body actually goes into a state of ketosis, and that's kind of where the keto diet word comes from. So ketosis actually occurs as a backup. If ketosis actually wasn't a thing or didn't exist, or your body didn't use ketosis, you would actually die. Like, that's how essential carbohydrates are. They are an essential macronutrient. You need to be consuming it because you will go into ketosis. And like I said, if ketosis didn't exist, your body would just wither away. There's no reason to be cutting out any sort of food source, especially carbohydrates, unless you are told by a health professional. Don't be listening to these TikTokers and Instagrammers who have no credentials and are telling you you need to be cutting this out because you aren't meant to, unless, like I just said, you are told by a health professional. There are also major side effects to ketosis. Some just at the top of my head can cause constipation, kidney stones, bad breath, and fatigue as well. And there is actually so much more into that, but those are just some that I can think of. So please make sure you are consuming your carbohydrates. So just quickly, I'm going to touch on the keto diet and what it is. So if you aren't aware, the keto diet is a low carb or no carb diet that focuses on consuming high fats as well. The reason people are drawn to this diet is because they see miracle results, quick results in weight loss. And that's what draws people in, because people would rather look at short-term fixes rather than focusing on a long journey. And when it comes to your body, you can't do quick fixes, because in my opinion, short-term fixes can result into long-term health problems. And the thing with the keto diet, it's not a miracle weight loss burner. What happens in that short period of time is the body starts to lose its water storage in a way. So your body is actually losing water, not fat. So that's why people are so drawn into this diet, because they see fast results when in reality there are actually no results that are happening. So the keto diet forces the body to burn its fat storage rather than its carbohydrates, because there are no carbohydrates being consumed. And remember what I said earlier, carbohydrates are the body's main source of energy. So over time, instead of the body using carbohydrate sources, like I said, it dips into its fat stores and its protein sources, which is actually really bad long term, because your body needs its protein sources to be able to function optimally. It's not sustainable long term. You need to be making sure that you are making decisions and habits that are sustainable long term for your body and for your health. So my friends, please make sure you are consuming your carbohydrates. Unless you are told by a health professional otherwise, there is no need to avoid it. All right, so we are now done with that first myth, debunking that, how carbohydrates, avoiding them equals dramatic miracle results in weight loss, yada, yada, yada. No, eat your carbs. So now we are going on to debunking myth number 2, which is high fat foods should be avoided, or high fat foods are deemed as unhealthy, which is completely false. So lipids, oils, fats, kind of the same thing, can be deemed as bad or unhealthy, but they are actually one of the 3 main macronutrients, and is a very essential macronutrient in our diet. So just like carbohydrates, fats are a major source of energy, but they are the only long-term lasting energy in our bodies. There are also different types of fats, so that you have your saturated fats and your unsaturated fats as well. But I'll be talking about that more in depth when I make my fats video. So I've already posted about protein and carbohydrates where I go in depth in those macronutrients. So make sure that you watch out for the fats video. So without consuming healthy fats, our body functions would rapidly decline, because it's an essential nutrient that your body needs. But just like everything that you eat, it should be consumed in moderation. A great fact about fats is that it actually insulates us against the cold, and it also protects us from starvation as well. Fats also enhance the flavor of our foods and keeps us satisfied after a meal. So for example, olive oil is a healthy fat that is used in cooking, especially Mediterranean cooking as well. It enhances flavor, gives that really delicious flavor in the meal. So make sure that you are being loyal to your body in making sure that it's satisfied after every meal, because your body does so much for you. So just make sure that you give it the fats that it needs. The richest form of fats come from vegetables, oils, nuts, seeds, and avocados. Avocado is one of that thing you probably either hate it or love it. I was one of those people that would not go near avocado. It doesn't actually really have a flavor. You kind of add the flavor to it. It's also a really, really great filler. So I'm now obsessed with avocado. I have it with so many of my meals. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's one of those fats that you can kind of include in every single meal, and you don't need a huge amount of it as well. So just having a little bit of your fats with your meals, that way you are getting that macronutrient that your body requires. So yeah, just including small amounts of fat is really important and is really, really easy. So if you like it in the form of vegetables or oils or avocados, nuts, seeds, it's found in many, many different forms and varieties. So you'll be able to find a source of fat that you enjoy, and you'll be able to find a source of fat that works within your lifestyle and diet. So to summarize that, make sure that you eat your fats. So that brings it to the end of today's video, debunking 2 more nutrition myths. I have so much more to talk about. I really hope you found this informative and helpful. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe, as it helps me out so, so much. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are, and just remember that one bad day isn't a setback.